Most people don't have a life problem. They have a thinking problem. They replay conversations that already ended. They imagine scenarios that never happen. They build fears out of thin air. And slowly, without noticing, they start living more in their thoughts than in reality. Living in your head feels safe. In your mind, you can rehearse, predict, control, and analyze everything. But while you are busy thinking, life keeps moving. Opportunities pass. Conversations end. Chances disappear. Overthinking creates the illusion of progress while keeping you completely still. One major trap of living in your head is imaginary judgment. You assume people are watching, criticizing, analyzing every move you make. The truth is simple and freeing. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves. The prison exists mostly in your imagination. Overthinking also destroys confidence. When you analyze every word before speaking, your delivery weakens. When you question every decision, hesitation becomes your identity. Confidence grows through action, not analysis. Another hidden danger is emotional exhaustion. Your body reacts to thoughts as if they are real events. Stress hormones rise. Your heart races. You feel tired, not because life attacked you, but because your mind did. Living in your head disconnects you from the present. You miss small moments. You stop noticing beauty. You stop feeling conversations deeply. Your mind is always somewhere else, either regretting the past or fearing the future. Action is the cure. Not reckless action, but imperfect action. Speaking even when your voice shakes. Trying even when you feel unsure. Moving before you feel fully ready. Action interrupts mental spirals. Clarity grows through doing. Many people wait to feel confident before they act. But confidence is built after action, not before. The more you move, the less space your fears have to expand. Another powerful shift is simplifying decisions. Overthinkers often treat small choices like life or death moments. Reduce complexity. Choose and move. Most decisions are adjustable. Limit mental rehearsals. Preparing once is smart. Replaying the same scenario 20 times is self-sabotage. Trust yourself enough to handle things in real time. Ground yourself physically. Exercise. Walk. Breathe deeply. Physical movement pulls you out of your head and back into your body. The body lives in the present. The mind wanders. Reduce comparison. Social media feeds mental noise. When you constantly measure yourself against others, your thoughts multiply. Focus on your own progress. Small improvements matter. Accept imperfection. Many people overthink because they want to avoid mistakes. But mistakes are part of growth. Perfectionism is often fear wearing a disguise. Stop seeking constant reassurance. The more you ask others to confirm your worth or decisions, the more dependent your mind becomes. Build internal trust. Create daily structure. When your day has purpose and direction, your mind has less space to wander aimlessly. Idle time often feeds overthinking. Practice silence without judgment. When negative thoughts appear, observe them without fighting them. Not every thought deserves attention. Remember this: thoughts are suggestions, not commands. Just because you think something does not mean it is true. Challenge your assumptions gently. Living in your head feels intense, but real life is simpler than your imagination. Conversations are shorter. Rejections are survivable. Failures are recoverable. The world responds more to action than to internal debate. When you move, even imperfectly, doors open that thinking alone could never unlock. Freedom begins when you stop trying to control every outcome. Control your effort. Control your attitude. Let go of the rest. If this message feels like it was speaking directly to you, then this channel is for you. Here. We don't get trapped in thoughts. We build strength through action. Good. Let's go deeper. This is where it becomes real, because living in your head is not just overthinking. It slowly steals your life. Another danger of living in your head is missed connection. You can be sitting with friends, family, or someone you care about, but mentally you're somewhere else. You're replaying something you said earlier. You're predicting how the future might go wrong. Meanwhile, the present moment is passing without you. Presence is rare. And rare things are valuable. Overthinking also distorts reality. A simple message that says, "Okay," becomes, "They're upset." A delayed reply becomes, "They're losing interest." A small mistake becomes, "I'm a failure." The mind fills gaps with worst-case stories. And the longer you stay in your head, the more believable those stories feel. Living in your head weakens decisiveness. You start asking 10 people for advice on something that only requires one choice. You search endlessly for the perfect answer. But perfection doesn't exist. Growth requires movement, not endless consultation. There is also the habit of rehearsing arguments. You imagine what you'll say. You build speeches in your mind. You win debates that haven't even happened. But when the real moment arrives, it's never exactly like the script. Life doesn't follow rehearsals. It rewards adaptability. Another hidden issue is self-criticism. When you live in your head, your inner voice becomes louder. And for many people, that voice is harsh. It reminds you of past mistakes. It exaggerates flaws. It questions your worth. The more you listen without challenge, the stronger it becomes. To break this cycle, shorten the gap between thought and action. If you want to start something, begin small immediately. Send the message, make the call, write the first line, go for the walk. Tiny action weakens mental resistance. Set time limits on decisions. Give yourself a reasonable window to think, then commit. Even if the choice isn't perfect, the experience will teach you more than endless delay ever could. Shift focus outward. Ask better questions about others. Listen actively. Notice details in your environment. The more attention you give the outside world, the less power your internal noise has. Limit information overload. Too many opinions create mental clutter. Sometimes clarity comes from reducing input, not adding more. Accept uncertainty as normal. Many people overthink because they want guarantees. But life offers probabilities, not promises. Learning to operate without full certainty builds resilience. Sleep properly. Lack of rest magnifies anxiety and negative thinking. A tired brain overreacts. A rested brain evaluates calmly. Separate imagination from evidence. When fear appears, ask yourself, what facts support this? What facts contradict it? This simple pause can collapse exaggerated worries. Understand that embarrassment fades quickly. Most of the moments you replay in your mind are already forgotten by others. You are carrying weight that no one else remembers. Practice finishing things. Overthinkers often start many ideas but delay completion. Finishing builds confidence. Confidence quiets doubt. Remember that courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite it. Waiting to feel fearless will keep you stuck forever. And here is something powerful. The life you want exists outside your comfort zone, not inside your thoughts. Opportunities are found in conversations, attempts, risks, and experiences, not in mental simulations. When you step out of your head and into action, you may feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is growth happening. Stay with it. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. And once you understand that, you regain control. If this message felt personal, if you recognized yourself in these patterns, then this channel is for you. Living in your head often feels productive. You tell yourself you're figuring things out. But many times, You're just circling the same fear in different shapes. Real clarity doesn't come from repeating the same thought. It comes from testing it in the real world. Another silent cost of overthinking is delay. You wait for the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect plan, but perfection is just procrastination dressed up as preparation. While you wait, someone less talented but more decisive moves ahead of you. Overthinking also amplifies rejection. Instead of seeing rejection as feedback, your mind turns it into identity. 1 no becomes, I'm not good enough. 1 failure becomes, I always fail. This exaggeration keeps you small. When you live in your head, you avoid discomfort. You simulate hard conversations instead of having them. You imagine success instead of risking embarrassment. You plan endlessly instead of starting poorly. But growth only happens when reality touches you. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it was not designed to control everything. It predicts danger for survival, not for modern social situations. That nervousness before speaking up, that fear before trying something new, it's often just outdated protection. You break this cycle by doing uncomfortable things regularly. Speak when you normally stay quiet. Try when you normally withdraw. Ask when you normally assume the answer is no. Exposure reduces fear. Another key shift is focusing on output, not outcome. You cannot control how people respond. You cannot control every result. But you can control your effort. When your attention moves to effort, anxiety reduces. Living in your head also creates isolation. You assume people won't understand. You assume they'll judge you. So you withdraw slightly, then slightly more. Over time, that withdrawal becomes loneliness. The solution is simple but difficult. Engage anyway. Physical grounding helps more than most realize. Cold water on your face. A quick workout. Deep breathing. Even cleaning your space. Action brings you back to reality faster than thinking ever will. Overthinkers often have strong imagination. That is not weakness, it is potential. But imagination must be directed. Instead of imagining worst-case scenarios, imagine small courageous actions. Train your mind toward solutions. Stop revisiting past conversations like they're crime scenes. You cannot edit the past. You can only improve the next interaction. Learn the lesson once. Then move on. Set daily challenges that force presence. Talk to a stranger. Share an idea. Take initiative. Each small victory rewires your identity from overthinker to doer. Understand that people respect action. They may not even notice your internal battles. What they see is whether you show up. The more you act, the quieter your mind becomes. Not because thoughts disappear, but because you prove to yourself that you can handle reality. Confidence is built through evidence. And here's the truth most need to hear: life is rarely as dramatic as your thoughts make it. Most situations resolve. Most embarrassments fade. Most fears shrink once faced. You do not escape overthinking by thinking more. You escape it by living more. So step outside. Send the message. Start the project. Have the conversation. Try the thing. And if this message keeps speaking to something inside you, if you're tired of being stuck in your own head, then this channel is built for you. Let's be honest. Living in your head feels intelligent. You think you're being careful, strategic, deep, but if thinking alone worked, you would already be where you want to be. The truth is simple. Overthinking has not improved your life. It has delayed it. You say you need more clarity. But clarity often comes after movement, not before it. You say you need more confidence. But confidence is built from survived experiences, not imagined success. You say you're waiting for the right time. But time does not announce itself as right. It moves whether you act or not. Here's what overthinking is really doing. It is protecting your ego. If you never try, you never fail publicly. If you never speak, you never risk embarrassment. If you never start, you never prove your doubts wrong. Staying in your head feels safe, but safety is costing you growth. Think about how many opportunities you've already lost because you hesitated. Messages unsent, ideas unshared, chances ignored, not because you lacked ability, but because you ran the scenario in your mind until fear convinced you to stay still. Your mind exaggerates consequences. It tells you failure will be permanent. It tells you rejection will define you. But look back at your life. How many things that once felt huge now barely matter? Your brain is loud, but it is often wrong. Overthinking is not depth, it is repetition. Real depth asks one clear question, finds a reasonable answer, and then tests it in reality. Living in your head asks the same question repeatedly without action. You want proof that action works. Think of the times you forced yourself to do something uncomfortable. Speak up, apply, start. After you did it, was it as catastrophic as your mind predicted? Usually not, and even when it was hard, you survived. That survival builds strength. Staying in your head weakens you slowly. It trains you to avoid discomfort. And avoidance becomes habit. The longer you avoid, the scarier things seem. Fear grows in isolation. Action shrinks fear. Exposure reduces anxiety. Movement builds evidence. When you act, even imperfectly, you gather proof that you can handle life. Stop believing that thinking more will solve everything. Thinking has a limit. After a certain point, it becomes self-sabotage. You don't need more analysis. You need more experience. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move while unready. You don't need guarantees. You need courage. And here's the hard truth. Nobody is coming to rescue you from your own mind. You must decide that enough is enough. You must interrupt the pattern. You must act before your thoughts finish their argument. The world rewards participation, not contemplation. The person who tries and fails often grows faster than the person who plans perfectly and never moves. You are not stuck because you lack intelligence. You are stuck because you are trapped in mental rehearsal instead of real performance. Imagine who you would become if you reduced your overthinking by half and doubled your action. That version of you exists, but only outside your head. So today, choose one thing you've been postponing. Do it not tomorrow, not when you feel confident. Now, and if this message feels like a wake-up call, if it exposed something you've been quietly battling, then this is you. Subscribe for more direct, practical lessons on confidence, discipline, mindset, money, and self-mastery. Here, we don't romanticize overthinking. We replace it with action, and we build real results. Overthinking doesn't just delay action, it changes how you see yourself. The longer you hesitate, the more you start identifying as the cautious one, the shy one, the anxious one. That identity becomes heavier over time. And once you label yourself, you unconsciously behave in ways that protect that label. There's also the illusion of control. When you analyze every possible outcome, it feels like you're reducing risk. In reality, you're exhausting yourself over scenarios that may never happen. Control is limited. Influence is real. Focus on what you can influence: your preparation, your effort, your response. Living in your head also weakens spontaneity. The best moments in life are often unplanned. Conversations that lead to opportunities, risks that lead to growth, experiences that change perspective. If you need everything mapped out, You miss those turning points. Another cost is delayed skill development. Skills are built through repetition in the real world. Social confidence grows from social interaction. Business understanding grows from real attempts. Emotional resilience grows from actual setbacks. You cannot simulate competence forever. Your mind may tell you that avoiding mistakes keeps you safe. But mistakes are not enemies. They are data. They refine you. They sharpen you. If you never collect data, you never improve. There's something powerful about imperfect beginnings. Starting badly teaches humility. Humility accelerates learning. And learning builds momentum. The first step rarely looks impressive. But it creates direction. Also understand this. People rarely remember your awkward moments as vividly as you do. What feels monumental in your mind is often minor in theirs. You are not the center of everyone's attention. That realization is freeing. Overthinking steals speed. In a world that moves quickly, hesitation compounds. The person who experiments frequently gains experience faster. Experience compounds into confidence. Confidence compounds into opportunity. Mental loops also drain creativity. When your mind is occupied with fear or doubt, there's little room for innovation. Creative flow happens when you engage with reality, not when you hide from it. You may believe you need to eliminate fear before acting. That's unrealistic. Fear fades through repetition. The first time feels intense. The second time feels manageable. The 10th time feels normal. There is power in deadlines. Give yourself a point where thinking stops and doing begins. Without a boundary, your mind will stretch the decision forever. Another shift is reframing discomfort. Instead of seeing it as danger, view it as expansion. Your comfort zone is not a prison, but staying inside it too long weakens adaptability. And here is something subtle but important. Action improves self-respect. When you do what you said you would do, even if small, you build trust with yourself. Self-trust reduces mental chaos. Living outside your head also strengthens presence. You begin noticing tone, body language, timing. Conversations become richer. Experiences feel more alive. You stop drifting mentally and start participating physically. The more you act, the less you obsess. The more you engage, the less you imagine. The more you try, the less you fear trying. Life does not reward the most careful thinker. It rewards the most consistent participant. You were not designed to observe life from a distance. You were designed to interact with it, so interrupt the pattern. Shorten your internal debates. Replace 1 hour of overthinking with 10 minutes of movement. If this message keeps pushing you forward, if it challenges your comfort in a way that feels necessary, then this channel is built for you. Subscribe for more grounded, practical lessons on mindset, discipline,